Welcome to this week's episode of Bad Breaches.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, it's been a long week. So I'm Justin.
I'm Joy.
And we have a very special guest, as always.
Who are you, guest?
I'm Connor.
Connor,
Yes.
hi. Are you in school with us, or where did we find you?
I'm just,
Tinder?
Yeah. You guys found me on Tinder. No. I'm in class with both of you.
Yeah.
You are?
I am section C. For a second, I was like, is Justin in section Y? But then I realized he is in our section.
No, so yes, we're all in class together, as most of our guests are. We need to branch out at some point, side note. But, so...
Okay, we're going to get Ezra on here.
Okay, cool. On this week's episode, we decided to do something a little bit different. What are we doing, Joy?
Number one, we're drinking mimosas. Okay, we're
Mimosas.
living our truth.
Oh, these are plastic.
They're not. They're glass. How dare you?
Oh, okay, there it goes. There.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a mess.
This is a classy establishment.
Okay, thank you. Also, thank you, Connor, for inviting us into your home.
This is the first time that we've required a host, like a guest to host us in their house.
Well,
You guys are insulting me.
in my rider, it says glass cups only. Anyway, but so this week we decided to do something a little bit different. And we didn't plan it. No, I'm just kidding. We are going to watch a popular piece of media entitled
Legally Blonde.
Legally Blonde. It's a classic. Elle Woods and her life. But what we were talking about is how often lawyers and the law is depicted in popular media, and how, in our experience, we've realized that nobody really knows how it actually works. So we're going to talk about how Elle's experience from taking the LSAT to getting in law school to immediately being on a clinic is or is not accurate.
It's not. It's not accurate.
No one is going to trust us to do anything.
Literally, they don't even trust us to write a memo. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, this is not good.
Okay, but we're going to get there, okay? So,
Unless we have too many mimosas.
yes. And in that case, we'll do something else. So we're going to go watch the movie, and we'll be right back. Bye.
See you in 30 seconds.
So, we're back. The movie has started, and we already have some hard opinions.
I feel so attacked. This font is so fucking atrocious. Like, I cannot even deal.
It's her handwriting.
Okay, well, it's terrible. Get better handwriting. Look at the L. Why does it look like
That is a very hard statement.
Okay.
Okay, this is not at all law school related, but I just want to take a moment to realize when Elle walks outside in this gorgeous pink dress with that gorgeous flower behind her ear, every single dude in this shot looks like he's 40. So it's to be a college party, and they all look old as hell, and I just feel like everybody needed to know that.
I feel like it could just be the bleached tips. Those really age.
Look
Yeah.
at his face. Look at his face. Tell me.
Kind of looks like a shark with the shape of those glasses.
See, I was
It's
going
a
with
glasses.
alien.
It's the nose. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
mouth.
What we recommend is watching Legally Blonde while you listen, just on mute, so that our voices come up and you can just see what we're talking about.
Okay, don't do that because we're pausing it. We're not recording it all at the same time. That would only work if we were recording it like a commentary.
Retracted. Cool. So, yeah, we'll be right back.
Oh, hi, it's me again. Okay. I just want to say that literally no guy that wants to be a congressman is like, if I want to be a congressman when I'm 30, I've got to stop dicking around when I'm 22. That's not a thing. Any guy that in our class that wants to fucking run for Congress is the biggest fuckboy right now. Like,
Also, let's not pretend that having a sorority girl wife is a downside
Right.
in politics.
Literally, like, what are you talking about? Other than Michelle Obama, love you, Michelle, call me. Like, this is the norm.
Mm-hmm.
Who wrote this? I just want to know.
I don't know. Also, do you want to tell people what just happened in the movie? Because you kind of just...
Yeah.
No, they
Sorry.
should be able to infer from our comments.
I feel like you should know what happened, but this is when they're at dinner and he's being a douchebag and breaking up with her.
I mean, he has the douchebag gel hair.
Just all of it. It's so bad. Look at his face. We currently have it paused. And he just looks...
He looks dumb.
Looks
Yeah.
dumb. He is dumb.
He's wearing a gray suit. Mistake number one.
It's gray pinstripes.
Gray pinstripe. Are you kidding me?
In the early
You're gonna be a
2000s.
congressman? Okay, sure.
It's a middle part hair.
That's
Just
a
not-
good point. Not a good look.
And the
Not a good
gel. Just, it's a lot. And it's bad. We're going to do better, and we're going to continue. Okay, so we just got to the part where Elle and the girls are sitting in the nail salon, and Elle is flipping through the magazine, and she turns to the older woman next to her and says, and she has this epiphany where she realizes that in order to get her boyfriend back, her ex-boyfriend now back, that she needs to become a law student. Just absorb that real quick. For a boy that looks like that, with the hair and the... Absolutely not. If you or someone you know is considering law school for any reason besides a deep, deep desire to either make a lot of money or to do some good...
No, not even if you want to make a lot of money. If you want to make a lot of money, be an investment banker. Okay?
Accurate.
Okay, there are more than one way.
Marry up if you want to make a lot of money. Live your best life. Live at home in a bathrobe like I would like to.
This is a lot of work just to make a lot of money.
If
It's a lot of work to get a boy
ever
back.
Fucking go to law school to get a man back. Are you kidding me? You get a man back to lose yourself? Pass. I literally cried so hard that I almost threw up on my way home on Wednesday. Like, that's how tragic this is. Do not do this for any reason other than a love for the law.
Because even then, you will likely hate it.
Yeah, no, because I no longer have a love for the law, but at least I can remember the good old days where I did. This is some shit.
And we're gonna continue.
To fucking say, okay, this bitch just got her fucking LSAT score back, and there's no way. Okay, so number one, I guess they don't tell us like what the time span is, but I'm assuming that this is somewhere in like the 3-month range. You know, like that's.
We'll suspend disbelief and say it's the amount of time it would have taken in real world.
Okay, so maybe it's 3 months, maybe it's 6 months. I don't care. I don't care if it was fucking 4 years. There is no way that you're going through from a 143 to a 179.
Maybe you just have to be as smart as Elle was.
Okay, you know what? If she was really that smart, her diagnostic wouldn't have been a 143.
Hey, the LSAT is about how you take the test.
Okay.
Not about how smart you are.
Okay.
That's what I tell myself.
You need to have some more mimosa.
I'm so salty because my diagnostic was higher than hers. Okay, and I studied for way longer than 6 months, and I didn't get a 179.
But you ended up at the greatest school on earth, so...
Sure. We're not at Yale, but fine. It's okay. Also, I just refuse. I refuse to believe, but I'm happy for you, Elle. Way to go.
I really enjoy her matching sequin
That was good.
bikinis that she can wear a different colored sequin bikini every day of the week.
Yeah.
I wish that I had that in my life.
That was the goal.
I really respect. There's a couple things. So when she was studying for the LSAT and her friends find her, super realistic because she had approximately 42 books in front of her.
Yeah.
She's sitting on the floor, poring over them. She was smiling though, so that's like kind of but that's kind of her personality. But in her Harvard entrance exam little video thing, when she says that she's comfortable using daily jargon in everyday life, that really resonates with me because, as we've noted before, my sense of humor is now completely about contracts.
Oh, yeah.
And civil procedure.
Hey, it's worked. So far I've gotten $5 from people who accidentally made unilateral contracts.
Can't take that shit back.
I performed, bitches. You gotta pay me. So it's worked out.
I would like to say that I did a very similar admissions video for when I applied to Georgetown. And I will say that if you were applying to law school, it works. Because on my admission letter, they wrote back a cute little note that said, this was very funny and it brightened our day. So, you know, maybe...
Did you get in?
I did. I said on my admission letter.
Oh, admission. I was like...
So maybe if you don't have the best stats, get some really good rec letters, have a very strong resume, and just channel your inner Elle Woods.
And with that, we're going to continue.
Okay, so she just checked in to Harvard and got her little thing.
Wearing a very unattractive outfit.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of the beret.
No, that's a look. Like, shoulders up is a look. Shoulders down, no.
Is that a red strap? Okay,
Yeah, no, I'm like, it's a lot. That's fine. I'm just annoyed that they're acting like mixers and like social events. Like, are we gonna pretend like we don't go to bar review every single?
To be fair, I don't. I am boring.
Also don't.
But like, there is
it's a
bar
thing.
review
Yeah.
every single.
I
week.
swear there was an event every single night of the week for the first like month of law.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
literally.
All
So
kind of stuff.
don't look at my girl like she's dumb when she's like, oh, where are the things to do other than study? Because I'm right there with you, Elle. Because these losers that are in the library, 80 hours a week are going to be so burnt out, and that's why she becomes valedictorian. Spoiler alert.
Well, I just love that now she's your girl. When a minute ago, when she got the 170 down on the LSAT, you were pissed.
You know what? I am choosing to be happy for her. Now I feel like I'm removed from it. I'm into law school. Got rejected from Harvard. I'm not salty. But good for Elle. She's a fictional character. I can be a bigger person.
Great.
Were you going to say something, Connor?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. And with that,
People who don't go to bar review are not going to get burnt out. They're also going to be healthy. I promise myself.
No.
Going to bar, no.
But you're not spending 80 hours in the library. You know what I'm saying?
Accurate.
do you study in the library?
No.
No.
I don't either.
Because other people are stressing in the library, and then it makes everyone
Yeah,
stressed.
that's a good point.
It's like a raised stress level.
What is it?
Distress?
No, you had a really good
Oh, like the suffering circle jerk.
Yes,
yeah, no,
absolutely.
that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
But-
so you come home,
I
you
can't
suffer
study at home.
alone.
I can't.
So where do
Because-
you study?
No, I study at the library.
Oh,
But I'll
okay.
study in like the main library with like the undergrads that like still have something to live for, you know?
Yeah.
But if I go home, I'll start at my desk and be like, oh, maybe if I just like move to my bed. It'll be, like I'll study in bed. Like maybe I'll have TV on in the background. And then it's 30 minutes later and my books are on the floor. I'm not studying.
You know what?
But-
Elle Woods didn't have Netflix back then.
Yeah, no, that's why she's thriving.
Honestly, that's, yeah. Netflix
Also-
is a huge distraction.
I'm sure it's really easy to do well in law school when you don't have any friends. Because, like, think about it. For the first half of the semester, she didn't have any friends. So no one was like, oh, let's go get dinner. Let's go here. Let's go there.
Right.
Like, she could devote that time to studying.
And also, people seem to be like mean to her. I mean, we haven't seen her. She hasn't experienced it yet, but people are like looking at her like, who the
They're
fuck is
judging.
this?
That girl
Yeah.
with that nose was looking at her so
Harsh.
Wow.
You're getting drunk, unfiltered joy.
Wow. Okay. And with that, we're gonna continue.
Okay, so they are in what I am assuming is a Civ Pro class. And they're starting with diversity jurisdiction, apparently, because you don't have to start with personal jurisdiction. You don't even have to talk about
What is jurisdiction?
what civil procedure is. When are they reading Penoyer?
How are you even going to become a law student without reading Penoyer?
Also, was Penoyer decided before or after this movie? I forget. This is the oldest movie I've watched in a long time.
Penoyer was like 1800s, boo.
I know. That was the joke.
Okay.
I didn't know I have to, like, say, joke to follow.
Please, I don't have a sense of humor anymore.
Accurate.
I need
I'm
you
too
to let me
mad
know.
about this Civ Pro first class.
Literally.
Yeah.
Please let me know that it is a puff next time.
But also, I do feel so bad for Elle for getting kicked out and for that woman agreeing with the professor to send her out. Because in class, I feel like, okay, if a professor singled out one person and said, class, should we make them leave?
It depends on who it is.
Also, let's not pretend that I would ever contradict a professor.
Okay, I want to think. I
would never be like, no. Be like, do you, boo?
I'd be like, what do you want me to say here? Please, just.
Don't
drop me a letter grade. Whatever you want to do is fine.
I'm dead. I want to think that we would gather around our fellow classmate.
After, as I realized you could not see my gesture of agreement.
Yes.
Nah. If you know what, if you miss out half a class, maybe you're towards the bottom of the curve now. And
damn.
That
oh my
me
god.
Okay. Joy is brutal.
Wow. Well, with that,
I really need people to know that I'm kidding when I say things like this. Okay, so we've gotten to Elle's second cold call. Poor girl, this is the roughest first week of anyone's law
My
school
brother
career.
got cold called twice in the first day.
No.
oh,
So, Elwood's is accurate. It's realistic.
That's so crazy. Your last name isn't even something that's like super like, it's not like Smith or Johnson or anything.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
We just had bad luck. He had all the bad luck though.
Yeah,
Good.
it was like we.
Good.
I got off easy.
That's so crazy. Okay, what are your thoughts about the second cold call?
well, the professor calls on Elle, and she gives a funny answer. He asks her, would you rather have a client who did this thing in Latin or this thing in Latin? We don't have creme yet, so I don't know what it was.
Prohibitum.
So, yeah, like whatever Joy just said. And so she says, neither. I'd rather have one who's innocent, a client who's innocent. Funny. If someone said that in one of our classes, I would laugh. Like,
I would
genuinely.
too. But then the professor would be like, that's not what I asked.
Yes, exactly. He'd be like, haha, but you answer my question.
Yeah.
So then that bitch that stole her boyfriend gets called on, and she turns around and, like, looks at Elle and then gives an answer and is snooty. And I hate
And
it.
puts her little ring up.
Yeah, puts her hand on
But also,
Warner.
there is no way that in your first or second cold call you would do anything other than stare in fear at the professor.
Well, I would rather
See, my response was just to stare in silence and hope that it was a nightmare and he hadn't actually called my name. So
I was struck blind. I
Yeah,
couldn't
no,
see.
literally.
I was pretty sure we had never read that case. Those weren't words.
When
So
Professor Contracts was like, Miss I was like, and he was like, yep, you. And I was like,
he just stared
oh,
at me.
shit, sorry.
You just said Professor Contract.
No, she just said her own last name. We'll bleep it out. It's fine.
We're doing a great job keeping confidentiality on this episode.
This is why you don't record drunk.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, we're gonna go back to the movie.
Okay. So we just got to where they're all being jerks about the study group. And I can just say I personally identify because when we were doing the first problem day and I wanted a group to work with, and I wanted to work with Justin and some of our other friends, and they told me no because they already had a study group. And I was like, that is so rude.
Justin who?
You.
What? I didn't tell you that.
Oh, someone else in your study group was like, no, we already have a study group.
Oh, I don't
I was like,
that.
okay, well, I hope you guys are the bottom of the curve.
You guys suck, and I'm gonna sabotage.
Because that is so rude.
That is rude.
So you know who you are, and I know that you're listening to this podcast, and you told me that you didn't want to listen, you didn't want to work with me on the first problem day. So I hope
Professor
you're,
Cipro would be so disappointed.
yeah, no, I hope you're top 12%, because it's like super close to 10%, but like not
You know
close
you
enough.
didn't. No big love for you.
Sucks.
I have feelings because one of the reasons they give for not allowing Elle into the study group is that they've, quote, already assigned all the outlines.
Oh, yeah.
No one, and I repeat, no one will be making an outline that I will be using. You make your own outlines. Like, that's how it works.
You'd be
Also-
fucked up if you think we're making a group outline.
No.
Also,
A Google Doc?
do you think
No.
in the first 3 days of school I knew what the fuck I would be outlining?
And what
you
is
don't have anything to outline.
I mean, all you have is like chills you got when your professor called your name.
Literally.
That's all you have.
And confusion.
Yeah.
Like,
You're not
what
even
were
taking
those
detailed
terms?
enough notes at that
No,
point
you
in your life.
literally are.
Because I'm looking back at my notes from the beginning of the semester, and I was like, what the fuck was I doing?
In contracts, I was like, these aren't words. At one point, I just said, know this. I don't know what I meant. I don't know what I'm supposed to know. But it's something important that I'm supposed to know.
When we did damages, I have like 5 pages of notes. It's just different problems worked out with no words. It's just numbers. It's like K for contract. It's
Like a fever dream.
yeah.
Just like trying to put it all together at the end. There's literally when I'm like, okay, I did something where I was like, I'm not gonna write this down, but put it in your outline.
It's like putting together a jigsaw puzzle with all the pieces turned backwards. And you can just see the gray back.
At one point, I started taking notes in my book, but I didn't actually know on my notes that I was taking notes on the restatement in my book. So then I was like, what? What restatements? What is the UCC here? Like,
Literally, it is literally like a jigsaw puzzle that's 1,000 pieces, and you've lost 250. And now you have to search your house for them and try to figure out what the fuck you were doing.
and
While the house is
stress
on-
cry because
Yeah.
you know nothing.
Yeah.
And the house is on fire.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it's 5 weeks till exams.
Got a memo due. You're just like, shit. Oh, God.
And with that,
This is why you do bar review.
Literally.
we're gonna go back to Elle.
Okay, 2 things. One, we're in the Elle Woods montage. That was a mess. Elle Woods montage, where she's going from being ha ha ha.
I'm here to get my boyfriend back.
To I'm here to fuck this shit up in Cali every single class.
Yes.
And I appreciate that. But one, can we talk about the fact that when she becomes serious, her hair is flat as hell. And I feel like you can be serious.
You can be both.
You can be serious with voluminous hair, okay? So let's not make ourselves ugly for.
Oh, okay. She's not ugly. She has just switched
She's
to like
still
power mode.
beautiful.
She
She's
switched to
gorgeous.
power mode.
You can be powerful with beautiful, voluminous, curly hair, okay?
Yes.
It doesn't have to be straight. But also, what were your guys' like? Oh shit! I need to get my gear, like get my shit in gear moments. Did you have one?
Well, the first time I went to the LSAT, I didn't study.
No. Like, I mean, at law school.
Oh,
'Cause,
at
you
law
know,
school.
The first couple weeks, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so fun. I'm having such a good job. Like
The
wow.
fucking contracts midterm where I was like, what the shit is this?
I don't know what any of this means.
I don't remember anything. I can't answer any of the question. Like, I realized that to be honest, like most people, could not answer the questions that he was asking in cold calls. And I was like, no, I should probably know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So I spent like 3 full days doing contracts. But now I talk in contracts. So
I don't think I've had one yet.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so. It'll probably hit me once I get my grades back in January, and I'm like, fuck me. Yeah.
Mine was definitely when we switched from intentional torts to negligence.
Oh.
why is it so much harder?
Literally, because before that, I was like, oh, torts is a fucking cakewalk. I don't know why everybody bitches about torts. Torts is great.
Because we're the
What are you
only
talking
section
about?
doing intentional torts. Everyone else started with negligence.
And literally, we started negligence, and I was like, what the fuck is going on?
To be fair,
Why is
Professor
torts hard?
Torts and our casebook are not great at teaching negligence. I'm like, if you're going to spend an entire chapter talking about how the rule is varied from this case, tell me what the goddamn case is. Don't make me try to figure out what the case is from all the, like,
Yeah.
1-sentence notes.
Yeah,
Like,
no, I will
just
say that.
tell me what it is. Like,
I feel like I will say that sometimes our towards casebook is like trying to piece together shit a beautiful mind style.
Yeah.
you're like, okay, I know this part and I know this part.
All kinds of photos and newspaper clippings on the wall with like
Yeah.
string connecting them. Yeah, no, I feel that.
I mean, I guess I understand why we're reading this case, which like distinguishes the other case.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe the case that is being distinguished, we should at least know.
Read it.
That
should also be included?
About. Also, it annoys me to no fucking end when the case books say like, well, what about this? Can you use this rule to discover this? What about this? But they never give you the answer.
Like, I don't know.
Even the casebooks are Socratic.
Yeah,
Literally.
But I need to know the answer.
You tell me, civil procedure book.
Civil procedure, I don't know what I'm doing. Half of civil procedure just feels like, what does the judge mean on that day? Like,
Well, and Professor Civpro is just so sassy that she's just like,
I love it.
okay. When you like go on a tangent and you really think you know what's going on and you just obviously don't, and she's like, okay.
but, yeah.
Ooh. And you're like, oh, okay. Sorry.
She's like, well, the easy answer would have been this, and or like, what is the easy answer? And someone answers, it's, I know. Okay, but I didn't want to call you out. I was trying to be nice. And then she was like, no, the easy answer would have been this, and you're just like,
I'm like, okay, well, I said that too. None of them are easy answers. What do you mean?
yeah.
I thought it was easy.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I'm gonna throw something at you now.
I
Okay.
fuck with that shirt. Sorry.
Thank you. Too bad this is not a visual medium.
Okay,
Yeah.
Justin is wearing a light gray Henley, and it's really good. We'll tweet it.
And with that, we're going to return to Elle and Harvard.
Okay, so we have just gotten to the point where Elle finds out that Callahan is taking first year interns.
Callahan's one of the professors.
And I just want to say that this would never ever happen. Because one, you wouldn't even take first year interns.
Wait,
You just take more 2 and 3Ls.
why did they say they're taking first year interns?
Because they're preparing for a trial or something.
Their caseload is too high.
Oh, okay.
They would still just take more 2 and 3
So, okay, I just want to make sure I'm understanding. Your caseload is too high. So you're going to take, I'm assuming that they haven't gotten through the whole year yet.
Oh,
They're-
no. It seems
there's-
like no. They're still the same class.
First semester.
Yeah.
First semester. It doesn't look extremely cold. Like, judging from,
They
it's
just
like
have
late fall.
cute light sweaters on.
Yeah. So I'm guessing late fall, early winter. So they know nothing.
Yes.
Because we're in late fall.
This is the same time period.
Literally. late
We're
fall.
there.
I literally, I
that's
know
horrifying.
nothing. literally. Can you imagine right now if someone was like, hey, come help me with some cases?
With a murder case.
I'm like, I can't even, I like just got to a point where I'm really good and efficient at like reading cases.
I
You
just
think
got
I'm gonna
my
help prepare
federal
one?
rules book. No, I'm just kidding.
Literally. We don't understand the procedure.
Somebody still doesn't even have their supplemented contracts. Like,
I feel so attached.
that wasn't even supposed to be you.
Okay, one, why would I buy it if I could go get it from Reserve for 2 hours? Like, it's like $1 million.
Also, are we even sure we can use it in our exam yet?
We can't.
Okay.
But he said you shouldn't. He was like,
No, we can't.
oh, we can't?
No, I don't think we can
The
use
syllabus
anything in
says
this class.
closed book.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think we can use anything in
It's
this
just
class.
that like some of the 2 and 3L said you could.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm sure as hell not buying it. Boom. Here we go.
Yeah.
Professor Contracts, if you're listening to this, your class is a joy.
And we love it.
Attention.
I
And
do
I
love
do find a way to achieve the supplement before your class.
Anyway,
Acquired, not achieve.
yeah. Here
Shout
we
out
are.
to Mimosas.
Back to the point. There
One
is
else.
no way anyone would trust 1Ls with anything.
One else don't know anything after their first year. Like, your summer job is something where they're like, here, do something
You
that
can
like,
file these
yes.
Yeah.
like
literally.
documents within our internal system. Like,
Boom. There you go.
I mean, we literally had a review session that we understood so little of Professor Sivpro stared at us and said, "You guys are brain dead and might stop 30 minutes early." So, and the idea that they would be hiring us is,
Just,
pretty.
I'm just so confused because you can't even be in a courtroom, I think, until after your first year of law school. Like, you can't.
I mean, you could be like a paralegal assistant,
Yeah.
but like,
What are they doing? Because
A
later.
paralegal.
Paralegal.
hey, those jobs are really great. Everyone who does them is excellent, and I'm
You're
not
totally
just
valued. No, we're not shitting on anybody's job. I'm just saying.
This is just inaccurate.
It's so inaccurate. Also, like, later in the movie, they're, like, deposing people.
Hey, we're not there yet.
It's just ridiculous. It's
No
not a thing.
spoilers.
Literally, like, at this point, the only thing that you would be doing is, like, research.
Mm-hmm. Writing memos. You could write a memo.
Probably not even
Sort
that.
of. No,
Because
you
at
can
this
write a memo
point,
with a lot of hand holding.
Ostensibly, you could write a memo.
no, because
like,
at this point, would you feel comfortable if someone was like, "Hey, Justin, research and fucking write this memo for me"?
absolutely not.
Exactly. So,
I mean,
assuming that we're at the same place as Elle Woods right now, you can't do shit. I could go get you coffee and bagels.
I feel really attacked. And with that, we're gonna go back to Elle.
This is Joy just checking in super quickly. I just want to say that I am so happy that Elle Woods has seen the light and she is back. Her hair is voluminous. It is curled. They're talking strategy and she's just slaying my life. You're ridiculous.
So we have just reached the part in Legally Blonde where Professor Callahan is sexually harassing Elle Woods, and Vivian sees it and accuses Elle of sleeping her way onto this internship, and Elle has quit.
Yes. So, we're going to talk about how accurate something like this is. Not that our professors are sexually harassing us at all, but
Full disclaimer, they barely talk to us because they all think we're dumb.
we're also scared.
that literally will not make eye contact with us outside of class.
Yeah.
And we spent
They
hours.
would rather look into the sky than realize we're in the same restaurant.
A bird! Professor
Literally
Schwartz.
anywhere but our eyes.
But so we just thought it was interesting because like the law school rumor mill, oh gosh, is such a thing. And like one small thing happens and then literally everyone knows about it and it's changed 14 times.
All of a sudden, it becomes basically someone plagiarized something word by word. Like,
Someone tried to steal an amendment from the Constitution
Yeah, like-
and pass it off as their own.
yeah,
law.
like it really becomes a little insane
It
at a
does.
certain point.
We also have two guests today and we haven't mentioned the other one. Jackson. Connor's dog. He's here. Hi,
So
Jackson.
cute. We love a furry guest.
Yes. A
Hi.
black guest.
Yes.
Our first guest of color.
Please leave us a review. Preferably not about how drunk we sound.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's such a real thing, so that's accurate.
But also, bullshit would first year law students be speaking in the courtroom.
Oh, we haven't got there
Would
yet.
you be deposing anyone?
Yeah, there's just a lot happening that shouldn't be happening.
Literally.
I understand movies. Oh, I'm sorry. I understand that movies exist, and that's what we're watching.
Maybe it's that the like idea that I would be asking anyone anything about the law
Yeah.
right now is like,
Me asking my professors about the law sometimes is like, oh, should I even be doing that?
yeah, like I ask like questions sometimes and I'm like, or are you just gonna think I'm an idiot
Yeah.
that I don't already
Should I
know
just go
this?
light myself on fire?
Yeah,
or-
like
Maybe.
one time Professor said you could look that up yourself and I almost cried. Oh shit.
It's okay. We'll bleep it out.
Sorry.
It's okay.
This is the episode that we all break confidentiality.
Love it.
This is why we're not.
No, we're not Elle Woods.
This is why we're never doing another drunk episode again. Because
Never say never. Okay. All right.
never say never. Because he's older than me and taller than me. Do you know the Gene Smith rap? And his arms a little bit longer than me.
You're just saying things right now.
I'm so recording.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna take care of Joy, and then we'll be back.
Okay, so we just finished the movie.
Ooh.
Woo! What are our thoughts?
Well, I hope Reese wins an Oscar.
I did forget that this movie just came out. Fingers crossed to see how it's received.
Cannot wait to graduate, which is a bad omen since I'm less than halfway through my first year.
Yeah, we're like,
Fair.
oh my gosh, we're like 1/12 of the way done.
Hey, why would you do this?
Yeah, that's
Yay!
great.
Wow. Okay, we're doing great. I still love the movie. Let's do what percentage of what happens do you think is accurate? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not accurate at all, 10 being, oh my gosh, it could be us.
I just want to talk about the fact that you said what percentage on a scale from 1 to 10.
Okay. Where 10 is 1,000%. Okay, on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay.
No percentages.
The mimosa podcast is going excellently.
We're doing great. I hope we're recording. Okay, we are.
Okay. I would say, I think, like, it's a 6 on the accuracy scale. So I'd say it's like 60% accurate.
Okay, so we get the number and the percentage
Yeah.
of that.
See, I was going with like 10% accurate.
Really?
Yeah.
So a 1?
So,
I think that there are, like, parts that are super accurate. You know?
I feel like that cold call where you know shit is definitely accurate. The idea that you have to get like stop doing anything fun and just study to do well is also very accurate.
The fact that there was like a moment of reckoning where she had to like switch from being like fun, cool Elle to like I need to get my shit in gear, otherwise I'm gonna be like last person.
That's accurate. I'm not there yet, but we'll see. I think a lot of the emotional stuff is accurate.
Yeah.
The feeling that you can't do it and you should like the imposter syndrome is super accurate.
Yes.
I really appreciated that in orientation the dean was like in my small group was like everyone feels this way. I don't know why law school has so many people that think this way, but like all of you got in here and we wanted all of you here, you can all do it. And I was like,
respect
I
that.
love you, Dean of Students. Like, you're the best person in the world.
I think that I will say that it's so hard coming from an environment where like you are the smart one and like you know everything and you don't have to put in that much work to being in an environment where like everyone is just like you.
You cannot. I definitely get that. Like, I obviously have always like kind of tried at school, but it's never been something I've struggled at.
Yeah.
So I have tried and excelled.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, I'm in an environment that everyone has done that, and trying does not.
It's not enough.
Absolutely.
And it's like it's that thing where your self-worth up to this point has always been wrapped in the fact that like, oh wow, I'm smart, like I can grasp things super easily. So when that's taken away from you, you don't really know how to cope, and you're like, am I smart? Do I actually know things?
Has my entire life been a lie?
Yeah, literally.
Like all of a sudden in some classes, compound sit, bro. Like I need something explained to me 6 times before I get it, and
in
it's
6
just
different ways.
Yeah, in 6 different ways, and I need to try to figure it out myself. Like it's not the same thing as like an undergrad. I would hear it once and be like, okay,
cool.
Yeah, got it. You don't even have to hear that.
I sound
once.
a little bit like an arrogant asshole.
No.
I really feel it just because.
I think that's a very common sentiment among law school students.
Well, also the expectation in undergrad is much different.
The bar's literally on the floor.
Yeah, I mean, compared to law school, like they expect you to know everything. Like when you read a case, like our contracts professor particularly
will ask the minutiae, like he will ask the reasoning. He'll ask you to like, okay, what provision of the UCC does this connect to?
When he said, what color was the font in Wayne v. Barnes and Noble? I was like, what is he talking about? Like, where did we read?
And he said,
remember when Professor Simpro was like, well, what newspaper did they publish the notice in? You could know where your first name? And I was like, that was not in the case. That was not in it. Like, you better not be expecting me to do outside research. Like, this was not a thing.
well, I love when we get some like reading that's for quote unquote background.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, okay, yeah, just read that, but don't like skim it. That's what they like to use. But then he starts asking questions about it.
And I'm like, it's 30 pages.
I'm like, sir.
I'm not going to act like the one about the woman's like fashion choices and her being like a old-timey influencer. Literally. And I was like, it's literally 30 pages talking about her corsets.
And then some cases that are about just like annoying stuff, like the one about the women's garments.
Yeah, the dress case.
Yes.
God, what was that?
And then the judge is like writing all this stuff, and he's like, I'm not exactly sure how women's undergarments work.
Contracts is amazing.
I love him.
I laughed so hard at that.
But Elle Woods
Is amazing, and I want to be
lover, feminist icon. Because the movie switches. So just like we talked about, where she has that moment where she switches from being like kind of like self-absorbed and like doing all this for the boy, she switches and like wants to do it to like be better, like be the best version of herself.
Right.
The same as like, so at the beginning you think she's gonna hate Vivian, like it's gonna end up like she wins and beats her, but it ends up they like come together and like commiserate about how shitty boys are, and then like they end up being best friends. It's just, you know, it kind of flips all of those tropes on its head.
Yeah.
Fire your scumbag lawyer and don't hire a
first
Yeah,
year law
don't.
student.
Please don't.
Do not.
It
will end very poorly.
I would literally shit myself if someone was like, "Oh, you're my attorney now." One, I'm not an attorney. Just gonna throw that out
bar
there.
would be very disappointed.
The only legal advice we can give you is don't hire a 1L. Also, related but unrelated, we cannot answer your legal questions.
We can't.
If I have one more person from my hometown reach out to me and say, "You're in law school, I bet you can answer this," the answer is no, I cannot.
Luckily, no one has done that to me yet because I've told all of them that I'm very dumb and not good at law.
You gotta mitigate your expectations.
Shut that off at the start.
I should do that.
Yeah.
Make everyone think you're depressed and can't do anything. And
Surprise!
Make them think that.
That's not where I'm at all.
I'm super healthy, please.
Okay.
Mimosas.
As we have a 12-pound bag of Sour Patch Kids.
We've had so much food.
This has been such a great day.
I want to do every podcast like this. Why don't we do this more often?
Because that's called alcoholism.
But it's once a week.
And Professor Legal Writing would hate us.
You are not wrong.
I have a different one. A different professor.
Your professor is so bald.
All right, so we're just gonna be done.
Are we not gonna?
Jackson, what are you eating, sir? The cork. Jackson, don't eat the cork.
Are we still recording?
Yes,
Okay.
we're still recording. Because he needs to be reprimanded. Jackson. All right.
You can follow us on Twitter at Bad Breaches. If you have any burning questions, if you want to be on the podcast, we can make that work. Just email us at badbreaches@gmail.com.
Shout out to all of our new subscribers from Reddit.
Yeah.
We really want to hear from y'all. Because heretofore, most of our listeners, maybe, we don't really know, we're assuming are just from our law school. So we would love to get some input from other law schools.
Yeah.
Is our experience universal, or is it just in our excellent law school?
Yeah.
I think all law schools are shitty. So.
Going from the meme pages I've seen,
Yeah.
everyone
Yes.
appears to have kind of a universal experience.
Yes. But let's help us
Get those numbers up, baby.
that. All right, so we'll see you next week.
This is literally the awkwardest ending ever. Hey, we want to give a special thanks to Connor.
Oh, yes, thank
for
you,
not
Connor.
only being on the podcast, but also letting us come to her house.
Hosting us in your lovely abode.
Providing us with popcorn and champagne and pizza. And I already said popcorn.
And a
the
dog.
glasses that are not plastic. We love it. We're here for it.
Yes. So thank you, Connor.
Thank you guys for having me on the podcast and for putting up with my drunken antics.
Love it. Tell your friends.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.